Alright, welcome back. Let's just get into it. Maybe I'll get a bit done on my own. Akiho didn't take long to get back. We studied our best until sunset, but couldn't finish in time. I guess I'll just do the rest at home. Once again, Akiho charges off to the faculty room after class. It's stupidly hot outside, so I'm waiting in the classroom today, looking at Twitter to kill time. Taboo. Nippon Taboo. So that's Yahoo, obviously. Taboo News. Toyota announces their newly developed robot, Prince X. Twitter is a social media platform with limited character count posts on the internet. Pokecoms have their own app for it. Each post is called a tweet, and they form a timeline on screen based on when they're posted. If you follow someone else's account, it'll display their tweets in your timeline too. I'm following around 100 people. If you follow a lot of people, your timeline basically gets flooded with constant updates. It's a real pain to try and keep up with it all like that, so you can split tweets into multiple lists. List A is for Robotics Club members, so I guess you could say it's for friends. So last year, our club had more than 2 people in it. Given our current state, Akiho's the only one in List A. List B is made up of real-life acquaintances and people I know online. It includes my family, Akiho's family, Michi, and a few others. I have no friends around my age, and I don't follow many of my classmates, thus List B is mostly adults. List C is for others. That includes journalists in Tokyo and the official accounts for newspapers and news sites. If I look at List C, I can get a pretty good idea of what's going on in Tokyo. I don't really use List D. Even with a list split, they refresh within hours, so I keep telling myself to at least check Twitter once a day. To switch between lists on Twitter, use LB, RB on Xbox controller, L1, R1 on PlayStation controller, or Q and E, or click with the mouse. Set. So scroll through my timeline, I see talk about new giant robots developed by Toyota in Tokyo. I guess they revealed the thing around lunchtime today. Actually, Akiho mentioned seeing this in the news. Maybe I should reply. Akipo Pone Senamiya Akiho. Prince X is so cute. The design taste is good that even though it's a giant robot, I think it's cute. Expected from the world-renowned Toyota. It would be amazing if we put this electric engine in Gunbuild 1. Maybe I can ask it in a letter if they'll let me borrow it for free. You can directly respond to other people's tweets via the reply function. That said, I don't use Twitter that much, so I really only reply to people in List A. You guessed it, that means Akiho's the only one I interact with. At Akipopopun, that go for broke mentality is amazing. You really don't know fear. That should do it. Hayakawa? Hey Yashio, can I ask you for a favor? One of my few classmates still around on cleaning duty talks to me. I'm gonna be late for my bus home if I don't leave soon. Are you busy? Could you maybe throw the trash out for me? Don't bother, Hayakawa. This is Yashio we're talking about. That's from Takahashi. Huh? He doesn't look busy. It's not that I look like I have free time, I do have free time. But I'm currently stuck in this room. Who knows when Madam President is gonna get back? I decided to turn down a request in the only way I know how. I don't mind taking her place. Wait, really? Oh my gosh, that... Goes back on his phone, fuck this shit. However, if you want me to do something, they have to beat me in a match. If you win, I'll throw out the trash or whatever it is that you want. What? I'm kinda in a hurry. Didn't I tell you? There's no point. Yoshio's always like this. It was a mistake to even ask. Never mind. A match? Really? How stupid. Still muttering complaints that to pick up the trash cans and exit the classroom. I'm alone now. Wait, if Hayakawa is seriously about to miss her bus, why can't Takahashi take out the trash alone? I considered shouting that at them, but that'd be a bit much for me, so I decided against it. I'm aware that people consider me an ass, but this is my policy. I have no intention of changing it. Just when I'm finally about to enjoy a Magic Kill ballad. Akio returns with the club room key in hand. The key is stored in the faculty room, so she has to go and pick it up every time we have club. To the club room. Yeah. I stand up from my seat. We exit the classroom and walk together towards the club room. Was the vice principal in? Nope. So I don't think the VP isn't coming to school lately. You haven't seen her either, right? I shrug my shoulders, indicating that I haven't. Michi might know something. Maybe I'll interrogate him. You just don't give up, do you? Maybe I should call you Snapping Turtle from now on. Ooh, that's lame. Look, either way, we can't do anything without money. We've already lost 2 months if things keep up like this. Subaru. The moment she sees a certain male student, Akio winces. His name is Hidaka Subaru, and he's a second year. You could call him Akiho's arch nemesis. At the same time, you could say he's the one person Akio won't give up on trying to win over. I can already see the sparks flying violently between them. Despite feigning cheerfulness, it's pretty clear that she's pretty nervous around the younger boy. It's been a year and 3 months since we first met here, which means it's time to join the Robotics Club and join us in building a giant robot justice together. I have no intention of joining your third-rate robotics club. Okay, man. Show me your first-rate robotics club. Hidaka Subaru brutally interrupts Akio. I've given you the same answer over 20 times. Come on, the robotics club needs your technical skills, Hidaka-kun. I want nothing to do with your robotics club. Excuse me. Without even a bow, Hidaka Subaru changes from his indoor shoes to regular ones and leaves. I'm gonna win him over if it's the last thing I do. Akio's face is bright red. She looks like she's gonna start stamping her feet in frustration. He clearly doesn't like you. So why do you gotta be so stubborn about this? Hey, this is your problem too. I haven't the slightest clue why, but Hidaka Subaru is actively hostile towards the robotics club. He was the one student who came to watch our club last year, but wasn't long for start calling us stuff like third-rate and worthless. Well, I guess it only makes sense. In terms of technical skills, Subaru is on a completely different level. Is he going to be the Daru of this game? In junior high, he apparently entered Robo 1 solo and won 3rd place. He never entered again after that. According to Michi's intel, he's incapable of repairing broken wristwatches. Damn. I understand why he looks down on us to an extent. If he ever joined the Robotics Club, he'd immediately be our ace. Heck, even though he's younger, he'd probably make a better club president than Akio. It's not wrong about us being third rate, though. Don't say things like that, Kai. You gotta accept reality for what it is. I know. But I still can't just go and say sure and be fine with it. All sorts of people make fun of our little club. It wasn't nearly this bad when Akio and I joined up as new students. It's hard to say when it began, but I think it was after last year's new student club orientation. Okay, the seniors in the club weren't the public speaking type, so Akio gave the speech instead. That's where she screwed up. Akio made a showy intro video about Gunvirl prototype model, one of the club members maintaining it. The BGM for the video is a Gunvirl theme song sung by Akio herself. I'm sure you can imagine all of that went over. And so the only student who came to check her club out was Hidaka Subaru. She must have come to pick a fight. This year Akio and I ended up alone. She did her best to learn from her prior failures and didn't show the robot. In mid-speech, Akio had an attack and was sent to the infirmary. So since I don't care about robots, it was over. So it made total sense that we couldn't get any new recruits. Plus, right after that, Akio requested a tenfold increase to our budget, causing the student council and the VP to snap. As a result, even the underclassmen got a bad impression of Akio burned into their minds, and so our club and the gun build project became the objects of ridicule. Students started referring to it as homegrown scrap. Sure, compared to the high-tech robots being made by huge companies worldwide, ours is both ugly and has super low specs. I've heard people say that if it still hasn't been completed after 8 years, it'll never get finished. They say it's a waste of club funds and that the budget would be better off given to other clubs. I can't argue with that. Hell, you could even argue that the Robotics Club had been given too much special treatment up until now, and all that was because of the groundwork that Misani put in as the founding member of the organization. Since we're clinging to the work that others did before us, I'm sure the school looks at us like we're parasites. Illustrates society pretty well, huh? Alright, time to go ham on Kill Ballad today. I think that to myself to set down my bag in the classroom. Time to recharge. Akio says that to herself and starts fiddling with her own Pokecom. Anime appears on the screen. Storm and Surge. Blast of Spirit. Gunvirl. Joaquin? Jeez, is the climax right at the start or something? It only took her 5 seconds to recharge. I gotta hand it to her. It's impressive that she's recovered so quickly. She's even posing. You're gonna break her Pokecom again if you flare around like that in here. It'll be fine. Akio's always like this with anime. The two of us can barely sit comfortably in here, yet she's flailing wildly. If only she'd just go outside. Oh, and how in the heck did she get so excited for something she's seen countless times? So what anime is that? Asked that without thinking too deeply about it, Akio's expression morphs. She shows a tablet screen in my face. It's Gunvirl! Gunvirl! I assume that's a Gundam reference? It at least shares the first 3 letters. Ah, I see. Now that I think about it, she was shouting its name earlier. I may not know much about mecha anime, but that was a dumb question even for me. What do you mean, ah, I see? I'm always showing it to you at my house. Akio's getting about as heated up as I expected. She's clearly still annoyed from her earlier encounter with Subaru, so she's more charged up than usual. That being said, she doesn't show me Gunvirl. It's more like she watches it and I happen to be in the room. In that game you're always playing on your Pokecom. Akio points at a tablet hanging from my waist. What's it based on? Gunvirl? What's the life-size robot our club is working so hard to build? Gunvirl. There's Blu-ray sitting right here. Akio picks up the BD sitting on the desk and points at the picture on the jacket. What do you guys say BD? Bomb pack disc. Oh, Blu-ray disc though. Silly. What freaking anime is this? Gunvirl. Correct. She drops the frown and returns to a smile. By the way, that's the only Blu-ray we own. Hell, the club room doesn't even have a Blu-ray player on TV, so it's useless. Kai, you're a failure Robotics Club member. Yep. Guess I'm not much of a learner. Could you not be like that just for once? You want me to be even more honest? I really don't care about any of this. I figured that out a long time ago. Akio shrugs her shoulders in exasperation for some reason pulls out the whiteboard in the corner. God, don't tell me. Which means today, it's time to brainwash you for good. Seriously? She always goes on forever. For starters, Gun for All is a god tier anime. Here comes the hyperbole. At the very least, it's been the #1 hit anime since the start of the 21st century. In terms of Blu-ray sales, it's still the #1 in the world. In the age of Pokemon, everyone switched to cloud storage when it comes to media. Nobody buys stuff on disc. Of course, I don't dare voice any of this, I would just make her talk longer. Mecha anime really is the best. Every boy in Japan loves robots. Aren't you a girl, Akiho? Ever since that one Asher kid showed up in the 60s, robots have been looked up to and admired by all. They're friends, heroes, and just plain cool. They're a symbol of Japanese animation. That's mecha anime. Other people have a totally different set of values when it comes to humanoid robots. That's why nobody else can design them like we do. Now you'll take that to mean that only Japanese people truly understand robots. But Gun for All is different. Even though it was produced by a Japanese animation studio, it first aired overseas. It took half a year for it to air in Japan. By that point, it was already a hot item all over the world. Not only did Japan join in on the party, it even gained a giant viewership that kicked off the modern robot boom. And I assume that Sphinx there is, what is it called? Finks? Plus, the ending was anything but ordinary, which helped turn the franchise into something legendary. So I've heard this a billion times. After 3 years of airing on TV, who could have guessed that the final episode would go unaired? Why the fuck would it go unaired? The uproar was insane, and fans around the world were on the brink of rioting. The final episode isn't on the Blu-ray, and nobody involved has ever spoken about it. It's totally shrouded in mystery. 4 years have passed, and there are still tons of people who theorize about the contents of the final episode. Not only that, but the internet's been flooded with fake eps masquerading as the final one. Fans have even written some analyses that are more meta, explaining how not showing the final episode is actually part of the Gun for All's message. Personally, I think this whole episode thing's a challenge from the staff. Either way, there's no denying that the last episode going unaired helped Gun for All evolve into the god tier anime it is. Some theories even say the current worldwide robot boom started with Gun for All. She sure can talk. I just want to play Kill Ballad. So you're saying that Gun for All is a beloved anime around the world, and it'll never be topped. Bingo. I mean, if you were to ask me if Gun for All is superior to mecha anime of the past, I'm not sure how I would answer. But I do think you can call it the culmination of an entire half-century's worth of mecha anime. Or I guess it should be clear, it cherry-picked the best elements of past mecha anime masterpieces. It's a classic tale of a noble hero, but nobility is thoroughly explored by a strong character development, and it's very easy to understand. All the characters are good people and you can empathize with them. That's why I feel get so fired up and emotional about it. I'm not gonna lie, it seems like a pretty one-dimensional anime if every character is likable, and it's super easy to understand. So I'm betting you want to jump right in, don't ya? Want to marathon the whole thing for episode 1, don't ya? Don't ya? Akiko's eyes sparkles as she attempts to innocently appeal to me, but she's like a little boy talking to his hero. Heck, even I'm starting to get a little excited, just kidding. Nope, I'm not interested. You contrarian. Honestly, I think You're the only high school girl in the world who can speak so passionately about mecha anime. Another brainwashing fail. Fine, I'll watch it on my own. Akko sulks and goes back to appreciating Gun Girl. Boyle Park, Tanegashima, 612. Oh, is this an echelon tower? The metal tower stands high above ground, quietly yet accurately transmitting this noise into space. It's as though it's absorbing sound from its surroundings, converting it to the noise it emits. The chirps of cicadas and crickets, the flaps of bird wings, even the sounds of leaping insects. No matter how carefully one listens, such sounds do not exist here. A 30-meter radius surrounding the tower resembles a geyser spewing into the depths of hell where death blows freely through the air. A grating noise is akin to a scream echoing out from the underworld. Little girl, verification test in progress. Is this how every, is this how, like, the committee of 300 is going to get involved in every game? There's just an echelon tower. They pick up on something and they're like, okay, well, time to fuck over these innocent bystanders. I don't know. In this space filled with the silence of death, a young girl whispers, reporting test number 2887. Her bare feet produce no sounds with each step she takes. The girl looks at the sky and whispers to nobody. Maybe it doesn't produce sound because she's not real. Presently, Japan Standard Time, year 2019 AD, month 6 day, 12 hour, 18 minute, 9. She holds a single pure white feather in her hand. No change in status. She whispers mechanically with no sign of emotion. Oh, is she like a Toyota robot? Is she I don't know who makes the robots. One of them, one of the companies. Happiness for you. She shows no sign of minding the noise. Report of verification test number 2887 complete. Just then the wind blows. It's strong enough to cause the plants to sway. However, neither the girl's hair nor the edges of her soft clothes budge an inch. Only the feather in the girl's hand floats gently into the air. And the pure white feather melts into the dust-colored sky. Where her gaze follows the feather's path, the girl, expressionless until then, narrows her eyes in a seemingly pained manner. She quietly speaks into the wind. Whose eyes are those eyes? Oh. I don't need to explain that, right? If you know, you know. First bell of the morning rings as we exit the bus and head for the entrance. Oh, the sound that's playing. That's the same one. Gah, the bell. Makiho doesn't even bother opening her umbrella as she steps off the bus and makes a dash for the entrance. Kai, we'll be late if we don't hurry. She briefly turns back to me, but I wave her off with my hand. I'm sure they'll let slide if I'm just a few minutes late. I stroll to the entrance by myself. At that moment... Super Rinpei! I hear the strange shout of a girl and stop cold. That voice came from the gymnasium, didn't it? The door's still open, so I take a look. I see a lone girl inside. The first bell already rings, so what she's doing. Is she a martial artist? There's nobody else around. The judo club used the gym for morning practice. I assume she was one of them, but there's no judo-gi in sight. How are you gonna do judo by yourself? On closer inspection, I recognize her small animal-like stature, short haircut, and boyish baby face. I'm pretty sure she's one of my classmates. What's her name? I can't remember. I don't think we've ever really spoken to each other. I looked through the tag information on my Pokecom. Oh right, she's Daitoku Juna. Now I remember, we were in the same class last year. She's in the karate club? Yeah, that matches up. Okay, I guess you can do karate by yourself. She must be doing her kata right now. So suddenly, yet fiercely repeats a series of defensive body movements. The combination of precise movement and silence creates a unique sense of tension in the air. The speed at which she moves her fist is hard to follow by eye, and her occasional jump kicks are razor sharp. Is she gonna battle the Committee of 300 in cyberspace? She's gonna pilot one of the Gunverl bots? But they seem kind of weak. Maybe it's because she looks like a little boy. Or katas like this no matter who does them. Anyhow, why she's practicing at a time like this? And in her school uniform, no less. She lets out a kind of cute shout. She thrusts her fist in front of her. She straightens out and bows. I guess she's done. She wipes the sweat from her brow as she's just finished a hard day's work and turns to exit the gymnasium. That's when she notices me. Our eyes meet. To be honest, we aren't familiar enough to exchange morning greetings. Heck, I have no idea if she even knows who I am. But now that we've clearly made eye contact, I can't just walk away without saying anything. I decide to greet her. Morning, Daitoku-san. Osu. Yashio-kun. Aren't you getting wet standing there? She seems to remember my name at least. Yeah, a little. Were you watching the whole time? I was. I see. That's embarrassing. She starts squirming, her face bright red. She looks even more like a small animal now. Do you always do this around this time? No. Just today. My little brother came down with a cold this morning, so I couldn't practice at home. Okay, she's a bit of a slower talker. Huh? So, could you please not tell anyone about what you saw? Why not? Because it's embarrassing. It is? It is. For some reason we stand around silently for a while. This is really awkward. Oh, more importantly, the first bell already rang. I need to leave before the teacher comes by. Oh, right. So, I'll be going now. Daitoku Juna says that hurriedly and runs off towards the entrance. Her steps are light, like she has springs on her feet. From behind, she looks like a junior high boy wearing a sailor uniform. It's kind of charming. It's the same sound. I glance inside the window and see no sign of the rain stopping. It's been coming down hard since this morning. It's a little chilly in short sleeves. But hey, it's finally lunchtime. I watch my classmates pull their lunches out from their bags. Class rep stands in front of the blackboard. I'll be collecting money for lunches now. Now what should I do? It's raining, but I think I'll just grab some bread at Mizuka-san's store and... Class 3-2, Robotics Research Club members Sanamiya Akiyo-san and Yashio Kaito-kun. Please come to the faculty room. Interesting. I repeat, Robotics Research Club members Sanamiya Akiyo-san and Yashio Kaito-kun. Please come to the faculty room. What? I'm momentarily dumbfounded by the sudden broadcast. Akio quickly stands up from her seat. She seems to know what's going on. When our eyes meet, she flashes me a triumphant grin. What, you secured 10 times the funding? Time has come. Has it really though, Aki-chan? Classmates are giving us weird looks. Yashio, what the hell do you do? Maybe the Robotics Club finally getting disbanded? You should challenge the vice principal to a match to save your club, haha. Ignoring her heckling, I shrug my shoulders as I exit the classroom. Akiho follows after me. Her expression is bursting with energy. It wouldn't be far off to say her entire body is glowing, that her eyes are shining with hope. The voice on that broadcast was Vice Principal Usui, wasn't it? Dunno. She wasn't freaking out, so I couldn't tell. This has got to be about the club budget. The Vice Principal is finally willing to meet with us, so you don't know what it is. Oh, I'm getting fired up. Don't get your hopes up. I don't know if this is the right time for optimism. And also, why did I get called in too? Because you're in the Robotics Club too, duh. Now let's go. I follow the high-spirit Akio to the faculty room, gently running my hand over my stomach. Couldn't this have waited till after I had lunch? Excuse us. Akio yanks open the door vigorously and announces her arrival in loud voice, barging into the faculty room shortly after. I politely nod to the faculty around us and follow her inside. As I explained, this whole thing started with Akiho. In April, there's a student council meeting. Club budgets were to be determined there, so Akiho attended and demanded a tenfold increase to our funding. I did my best to stop her beforehand, but despite the club being a shadow of its former self, it was well funded. Other clubs complained about it all the time. Akio just had to go and throw oil onto the fire. She refused to back down. Naturally, the council had enough of it. Akio got in trouble once the VP caught wind, and things got worse when she started making her demands directly to her. She wasn't the least bit repentant either. In the end, the VP went ballistic. And so here we are, with all funding to Robotics Club on indefinite hold. Pretty definitive message of cool your heads for the time being. And that about sums up the current state of affairs. Vice Principal Robotics Club members Senemi, Akio, and Yashio Kaito are here as asked. Vice Principal Usui. Vice Principal looks at Akio in response to silence. Her intensity alone makes me want to get the heck out of here. Vice Principal Usui started working at the school 4 years ago. She seems like a very uptight, stubborn mom who'd be obsessed with her kid's education, the type that doesn't smile much and is ridiculously strict with her students. During assembly, she loves to bark orders hysterically at the student body using the mic on stage. People here are fairly easygoing, which makes her pretty unusual. Then I guess there are some faculty members who don't live on the island. Nevertheless, the Vice Principal looks as menacing as always today. It's extremely clear to me that she's in an awful mood. I don't think this is going to go as well as Akio seemed to believe. It's about the club budget, right? Thank you for finally making a decision. We should get straight to the point. Considering our tight schedule, I'd like the money as soon as possible. Got any tips? No new tips for like a good amount of time. Akio's words and actions, while innocent, are putting me on edge. Who knows when the Vice Principal is going to flip her lid at this point. Senomiya-san? Seems you have yet to cool your head. Very well. I'd once again like to hear your justification for such a senseless club funding request. The fact she's not getting angry is scary in and of itself. normally starts squawking at us right now, but this calmness makes me feel like she's in control. Oh, come on, there's no need for that. I've already told you a bunch of times. That's precisely why I said again. Akio flashes me a troubled expression for just a moment, straightens up her back and starts explaining. The Tokyo Expo takes place in February of next year. Tokyo Expo 2020, fictional, short for Tokyo Expo 2020 Dream Creation Expo. The event is scheduled to run from February to September 2020, is the third largest international exposition in Japan after the Osaka Expo and Aichi Expo. Having successfully attracted people to the Expo, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government aims to launch a bold project that will rebuild the city, including reinforcing all buildings to withstand even the highest magnitude of earthquakes. Rebuild the city. Spelling like the Tokyo earthquake, or is there something like that? Because I heard that mentioned in Steins Gate a lot. It might be a real event, but I don't know. However, even with the project in place, it would still be impossible to repair the downtown area and the worn-down Shuto Expressway within the next 10 years. As a result, most of the redevelopment project was directed towards the Bay Area. Due to this, the Bay Area, the area near Odaiba and Toyosu specifically, was inevitably chosen as the location of the expo, and a large expanse of reclaimed land has been prepared for use as the venue. Although the expo revolves around a general theme, the one that attracts the most attention is the world-renowned robotic technology section. Due to countries from around the world focusing solely on their robotics presentations, the expo has been colloquially referred to as the Robot Expo as of 2019. The production of giant robots was previously impossible. The recent success of mass-produced carbon nanotubes and graphene, a large selection of giant robots are expected to make an appearance at the 2020 Expo. The Robot Expo currently plans to hold a contest to crown the #1 robot in the world. Out of all the Expo entrants, additionally, the 2020 Expo is allowing for entries from regular attendees, which is highly unusual for an exposition. With robots from around the world set to appear there, this expo has already been nicknamed the Robot Expo by many. This is the important part. During the expo, there's going to be a contest held among all displays. They're going to decide who the best, most polished robot in the world is among the entrants, and the best one will be the grand prize winner. Unlike previous expos, this one is open to the general public, so we can compete too. So long story short, our club's entering our giant robot of justice, Gunville Prototype Model 1 into the expo. But without our current budget, there's no way we'll be able to finish it in time. In order to complete it in half a year, we need every last bit of money we can get. Yep, this is Akio's reasoning. She's determined to enter her club into the Tokyo Expo. This is one dream she absolutely refuses to budge on. Hell, I want to spur her too, if possible. There are quite a few hurdles in the way. Senomiya-san, have you learned nothing? Your explanation just now is completely unchanged from the ones you gave me before. Of course. Do you really think we're just going to give you money because you wish to go to the expo? She makes a very good point. And what has the Robotics Club done as of late? What achievements do you have to speak of? As for that gigantic robot body, the giant robot of justice Gunville Prototype Model 1, aka Gunbuild 1. Call it what you will. That robot has been under construction for 8 years, yet still shows no sign of completion. Which is exactly why we need the money to finish it in the half a year. It does not matter how much money you get your hands on when you only have 2 club members to speak of. So I guess we need to recruit more club members. That's not true. I'll complete them no matter what. On what grounds? Through sheer willpower.
お話になりません。
Unacceptable.
そもそも
At any rate, does the robot have to be that large? I believe it would be more appropriate to build a robot the size of one of our students, yes? If you did as such, you would not require the excessive funding you requested. But... Trying to build one's the crystallization of the robotics club's sweat and tears. It's my dream to bring him to the expo. Can't back down on this. You're being preposterous. No one likes to admit to them, to the mistakes they've made because of their youth. Excuse me? Aki-chan, what are you saying? This is already hard enough as it is. I already know Akio can get emotional. Know plenty well how strong her feelings are for the robotics club. This isn't how we win over the VP. The two of them glare at one another. If I'm not careful, there's no doubt I'll get dragged into it too. The teachers seem to agree as the faculty room is silent. Very well, Senomiya-san. How about this? Unexpectedly, the one to break the silence is the vice principal. I need to see results from Robotics Research Club. Results? The Robotics Club exists because your sister did great things. That's why her association was promoted to a club. You should learn from her example. Oh crap, I got a bad feeling about this. Mr. Nagafukada.
What?
Yes? At the sound of the vice principal's sharp voice, Michi, dozing off at his own seat, jumps to his feet. He basically tumbles his way over to the vice principal's desk. Vice principal, what do you need? The robot competition you mentioned the other day. Explain it once more. Robo 1 is going to be held in Tokyo on the Sunday 2 weeks from now. Naturally, you're aware of this, Senomiya-san. Robo 1 is a hobby robot competition. Entrants from all over Japan pit their robots against each other in combat. Its history goes back over 15 years, and due to the robot boom, broadcasts of Robo 1 get high viewership ratings. The year that the Robotics Club began as a student association, they won the championship in their debut appearance. The victory is what the vice principal was referencing earlier. That was the great thing that Misani did, convincing the school to promote the association into a club. Well, these days, it's just some past glory that will remain forever out of reach. You want us to enter? That's correct. However, you must not just enter. You must win. That's what it means to produce results. If you can produce such results, the school will consider your funding proposal, Senomiya-san. However, should you lose? The vice principal clears her throat, seemingly creating a dramatic pause on purpose. The Robotics Club will be disbanded, effective immediately. Give me a second. I see. So that's her aim, eh? Pretty underhanded tactics for an adult, I gotta say. The large robot you've been building will also be disposed of as scrap. Brutal. Wait, that's a bit too... We'll do it. Damn. Sorry, I'm turning down the gain on my mic. Okay. What? We just have to win, right? That's a promise. You definitely have to keep your word. Of course I will. And the robotics club must adhere to these conditions as well. That's impossible. Robo 1 isn't the same as when Misani competed. Plus, neither me nor Akiho have been in a competition like that. In other words, this whole situation was manufactured specifically to crush us. This is kind of unfit. End of discussion. She swats me down like a fly. I look towards Michi for help. However, he's standing at attention and grimacing. Wait, are his eyes closed? Great, our teacher has completely surrendered to the VP. What a useless advisor. Excuse me. Akio bows deeply and exits with squared shoulders. Excuse me. I leave the savage atmosphere of the faculty room and take a deep breath. This is real bad, I think to myself as I rub my exceedingly empty stomach. Akiko still has a stern expression on her face, standing with her fists clenched tight. I don't want Akiko to push herself too hard. Neither of us are in the physical condition for that. Aki-chan, how about we grab some grub? I'll win, no matter what. That's not gonna happen, no matter what. How could we possibly just show up and win? Saw a couple clips of the New Year's Eve tourney online, and the robots were all incredible. Robo 1 isn't something you can just join and win on a whim. We have literally nothing working in our favor right now. It's not possible, Aki-chan. If we're talking go or no-go, this is definitely a no-go. I repeat myself just to confirm it. Robotics Club's finished. It's impressive that we held out this long to begin with. I want Akio to give up. There's nothing wrong with taking it easy. The moment you give up is the moment that achievable dreams become unachievable. Aki-chan, we don't even have a hobby robot. You can tell by the look on her face that she's finally realized that simple fact. Really went and accepted the VP's terms without even thinking, huh? Kai, what should we do? Don't ask me. Jeez, you're so lazy. At this rate, the club's gonna be disbanded. Wait, no. I won't give up, it's fine. It'll all work out after all. Positive thinking is my only redeeming quality. Akio slaps both her cheeks in an attempt to pump herself up, but tries to convince herself it'll all be okay. Storm and surge. Blast the spirit. Gun for all. Hakim. In the middle of the hallway, she suddenly thrusts her face into the air. Come on. You do it too, Kai. Storm and surge. No thanks. Haha. Come on, do it. Not happening, it's way too embarrassing. Sure enough, everyone around us is looking at us, smirking. Some recognize us as our boys club and immediately understand. If you want to do it, face me and kill ballad. No way. In that case, I'm gonna get lunch. See ya. My stomach is at its limit, so I leave Akihiko and hurry off. Blast of spirit, Gunvirl! Despite what she says, I don't really see much spirit. Open my umbrella and make my way towards the convenience store. Dreams, huh? Akihiko's dreams to enter the Gunvirl Prototype Model 1 into the expo and win the grand prize. It's fine to have dreams, but right now we're basically just frogs in a well. Hell, even within that well, we're still failures. Having your dreams come true is great and all, but if everyone's dreams came true, I don't feel like the world could keep turning. Only a handful of people can make their dreams come true. The overwhelming majority of people in the world have no choice but to give up on their dreams. I'm no exception to the rule. Akihiko is willing to push herself to the limit from the very beginning. She's the type who charges into things head first without even considering her own health. The club president's been that way since forever. That's why I want nothing more than to hold her back by her collar and stop her from going any further. I'm starving. Wait, the bells ring? Is lunch break already over? Oh, I have time to go to Mizuko-san's store. Man, this sucks. They have open campus. It's not a jail. As soon as I complain, my stomach growls again. I dejectedly return to the classroom hungry. After school, I plant myself firmly in the empty classroom and munch on some bread while deep diving into KB. Akihiko went off with Michi somewhere, hasn't come back. Her afternoon classes seem to not really be all there. I hope she's okay. As the only other member of her boys club, I should really be there for Akihiko, but in truth, I don't actually want to help. Whoops. This is clearly a trap laid by the VP. We have no way of coming out on top in this, so my efforts would be wasted. Between matches, I stretch out and cast my gaze out the window. Huge raindrops fall from the sky relentlessly. Deja vu. What's my next move? I'm certain Akihiko isn't just going to take this sitting down, so I need to come up with a plan of my own. But either way, my number one priority is to keep Akihiko from pushing herself too hard. I should go before it really turns into a downpour. At the end of the day, it's common for people to keep putting off the problems that are right in front of them. Whoa, way too expensive. I can't help but voice my thoughts. Since it's lunch break, I'm chowing down on some food while looking over a hobby robot site. It's the URL that Akihiko sent. I recoil in my seat just looking at some of the numbers on the screen. These prices aren't something a high school student can afford. The cheapest one is around 30,000 yen. When you look to at the high end, some robots go over 200,000 yen. Those are pre-made kits after all, it's normal. They're essentially finished products. But still, they're way cheaper than they were 5 years ago. Akihiko had already finished her own lunch and stands imposingly in front of my desk as she explains. If you get the parts and build it yourself, it'll be even cheaper. Is that what you plan to do?
あと2週間しかないんじゃ
Only 2 weeks left? There's no time for that. Okay, looks up at the ceiling in grief.
つまりキットを
Then you're gonna buy a kit and
それも無
that's
理
not possible either.
昨日お母さんに
I asked my mom yesterday for an advance on my New Year's money. She said she's only willing to do 10,000 yen. Oh. I wasn't sure if... Yeah, I actually didn't know if Japan celebrated Lunar New Year. I know China does and Vietnam does because it was originally, Chinese New Year. It's interesting that they do it too. The bottleneck is the lack of time before the competition. We don't have time to work part-time jobs.
それなら決まりだね
Been settled. Time to give up on Robo 1. You big jerk. Akio starts messing up my hair again. Two strands of my hair fall into the rice in my lunchbox. I quietly pluck them out with my fingertip.
飯時はよせ
Could you not while I'm eating?
なんで最後すぐ
Why
諦
are
め
you
るの
always so
ってこ
quick
と
to
する
give
わけ
up, Kai?
もっとあがこうよ
We need to struggle more.
手っ取り早くどうにかする方法でも思いついたな
If
ら
before you come up with a
そういう
solution,
ポジ
I'd
ティ
be
ブ
fine
思
and
考でも
dandy
い
with
いけど
being
ね
more positive.
思いついたから言って
I'm
る
saying
の
this because I have come up with one. Akio puffs up her chest in pride. So that explains her happy-go-lucky mood this morning.
じゃあ部長さんその
Alright,
方
Madam
法
President, tell me
を教
what
えてくだ
the
さい
plan is.
知りたい知りたいなら
Want to know?
昼バラでう
If
ち
you
に
do, then you have
勝
to
つ
beat me in a match at Kill Ballad.
いいよ
I'm
ア
down.
キちゃんはひとひねり
It's not like I have any chance of losing to you.
単なる貝の真似だって
I was just trying to copy you as all G's. I shrug my shoulders and pop a rolled egg into my mouth.
それでは教えます
Anyway, listen up.
ズバリ名誉部長を復活させ
We're
る
going to revive the honorary prez. I end up accidentally swallowing the barely chewed egg.
どうナイスアイデア
Yeah,
でしょ
great idea, right?
名誉部長って
Please
ま
don't
さ
tell
か
me you're referring to the same Tanagashima Machine 3 that's currently collecting dust in the club room as we speak.
もちろん
That's the one.
かつてのロボワンウィナ
The
ー
former Robo 1 champ returns after 9 years. Get hyped. Akio thrusts her fist towards the ceiling and her classmates shower her in cold glances. It's true the robot is somewhat of a legend. It's Misani's brainchild and the very same robot that won Robo 1. It now decorates the club room and we call it the Honorary Prez. But to be frank, it's an antique. Since the robot boom began 5 years ago, the tech and know-how has evolved. I doubt we could win with a pre-boom machine. Besides,
あれ動くの
does it even work?
動かないで
It
も
doesn't,
オーバーホール
but it will after an overhaul, I think. Overall maintenance work on machinery, including the disassembly, cleaning, or replacing parts restored to near mint condition. I stuff some sausage into my mouth. Make sure to chew it properly and gulp it down.
まあ納得するまでやればいいと思うよ
Well, do whatever you think you need to.
はい出ましたいつもの
There you go again, acting like this is someone else's problem.
少なくとも俺に手
Not
伝
like
え
there's
ること
anything
は
I can
な
do
さ
to
そうだ
help
し
anyway. The Zakio we're talking about, she'll stubbornly try to fix the antique no matter what it takes. I'll just watch over her progress. After the sausage, I picked up a pickled plum in my mouth. The sour flavor spreads out over my tongue and I can't help but pucker my face in response.
はーい
Akio suddenly bends forward towards me. She's too
ア
close.
キちゃんさ
Aki-chan,
俺とキスで
you
も
wanna
した
kiss
い
or something?
いやいや
No, no.
買い物程度なら手伝ってくれてもいい
You'll help me with the shopping at least, right?
買い物
Shopping.
パーツとかの
For parts and stuff?
まあ
Well,
そのくらいな
I guess I could.
あと貝のお弁当 当のウサギリング
Also, give me one of your apple slices. Man, I wish you'd get a clue about how the people around her feel. Sho Tanagashima. The manual for Tanagashi Machine 3?
そうロボ部の荷物
Yeah, I looked through the
全部探
club's
したんだけどどこにも
inventory,
な
but I
くて
couldn't find it. After school in the faculty room, I crouched down and stuck my way between the desks to avoid the VP, Michu's desk. It was a total mess, and it smells weird. And since it's been raining all day, everything's real musty. I can't help but scrunch my face at the scent.
あらお前の姉ちゃんが作ったものだから
Well,
な
your sister made that thing, so
学校にないならお前ん
if
家
it's
にある
not at school, it'll probably be at your
豆知識
house.
な
That's a pro tip.
ミッチ把握してないの
You're not sure, Michi? Michi has a long history with the club. He was part of the association. He was even the club's first president. In Tanagashima 3 won Robo 1, Michi was the one who took the award. There's still a commemorative photo by the entrance. Now he serves as the club advisor. That's why I'd been hoping he'd know anything about everything there was to know about the Robotics Club, but
10年近く前の
now,
ものが
now,
どこ
do
に
you
あるか
really
なん
expect
て
people to
瀬宮
remember
妹は普
where
通
they put
把握し
something
てる
a
のか
decade ago?
してないけど
Not really, but
つまりそういうこった
there you have it. This April, the Robotics Club was moved from the tech prep room to the equipment storage space in the courtyard. Most of the club's inventory is still packed into boxes and stacked up inside of it. Well, also when I packed it all up, I honestly don't remember if I saw the manual at the
で
time.
もまあ
Well,
家にあるの
I guess
分かった
progress
だ
is
けでも
progress.
進展かな
Now I know it to be at home, alright. In order to pump myself up, I pumped my fists into the air despite still being crouched
あ
in.
ともしパーツが必要になっ
If
た
I
ら
end up needing
ミッ
parts,
チ
you're
に
chipping
間
in
髪乗る
since
か
you're
ら
our
顧問
advisor
と
and
して
all.
多めに
I'm
出して
expecting
ね
good things.
なあ瀬宮
Hey, little
妹
Cinemia.
いいか
That's
これ
just
だけ
one
は先
thing.
生言っときたい
Not to tell you. It's just one thing.
何
Huh? What?
こんな言葉があるんだ先生の好きな
There's
言
a
葉
certain saying I really like it,
瀬
so
宮
I
妹
want
も
you
よ
to
く聞い
remember
て
it
しっ
well.
かり胸に刻
Etch
み
it
込
into
め
your heart.
誰かに頼ってばかりじゃ
Relying on
社会
others
の
leads
荒
to
波に
no
揉まれ
good.
て終わりだ
Do
や
everything
ん
you
ちゃして
can
で
on
も
your
自分
own.
の力で努
Even
力
if
し
you
ろ
make
その
mistakes,
結果失敗しても
You can wear those
その後の
failures
人
as
生の
badges
勲
of
章と
honor
なる
later. That is very questionable advice.
どうだいい言
What
葉
do you
だ
think?
よ
Pretty good, right? Not really.
それってつまりお金は出さな
By
いって
saying
こ
you're
とじゃ
not
ん
going to pay up. I'm over here doing my best to find a way to win, so hearing him assume I'm going to fail makes me angry.
これも教育の一環ってやつだ先生も本当は心
This
苦
is
しいん
part
だ
of
ぞ
education.
察
It's
し
painful to
ろ
me
瀬
too.
宮
I can
妹
sympathize, little Cinemia.
瀬宮妹って呼ばないでっていつも言ってるで
And
しょ
stop calling me that, Mitchie.
じゃあお前もミッチーって呼ぶな
How about you put it with the Mitchie stuff? It's Mr. Nagafukada, got it?
教師に敬意を払えば内申点も少しは
You
サー
pay
ビスし
respect
て
to
も
your
らえるぞ
teachers, so I can
こ
would
れ
like
も
to do
豆
stuff
知
for you
識
later. That's another pro tip.
もういいよミッチーに頼ったうちが
Whatever, it
間
was
違い
a mistake to expect
失
anything
礼
out
し
of
ま
you.
した
Mitchie, excuse me. I hurriedly flee the faculty room, fairly certain the VP is glaring at me the whole time, but I pay her no mind. The doom and gloom sets in as I return to the classroom.
部長ってこんな孤独な
Being
役
club
目なんだ
president sure is a lonely job. Up until now, I never really had much experience in leadership roles. You know, stuff like class rep or team captain. I automatically became the Robotics Club president when I became a third year, but nothing's been going right for me. The reason my reputation is in the mud is because of my beef with the student council and the vice principal. The more I think about it, the more my stomach starts to hurt.
まだだまだ終わらんよ
Not yet. This isn't over yet. I say out loud, trying to force myself to feel better. Oh man, why'd I have to run into him now of all times? Spent over a year trying to get him to join our club because he'd been a rad addition to the... He'd be a rad addition to the team, but... Still can't handle Hidaka-kun. I legit never encountered such a jerk of an underclassman before.
日高くんこんにちは。
Yo, Hidaka-kun, since you're here and all, how about joining?
終わりでしょ。
It's over, isn't it?
え？
Huh?
まだ終わらないなんて。
You said something about not being over, but it sounds like you're trying to flee from your club's reality. You heard me talking to myself. This is a wee bit embarrassing. Man, I'd love to erase the last 2 minutes from his memory. Now, normally our conversation would end here. Dr. Ku never sticks around to talk to me. Today's different. Instead, he's the one who approaches me.
ロボ1に出るそうですね。
Heard you plan on entering Robo 1.
なぜそれ？
How did you know?
もう校内で噂になっ
The
てます。
rumors already spread around the school.
そっか。
Oh, well, that's right.
優
If
勝
we
しない
don't
と
win,
ボブは解
the
散だ
Robotics
ろ
Club is finished.
無理ですね。
It's hopeless then. Quick and to the point. Dr. Kun's saying the same thing that Kai said.
そうかな。やってみなきゃわかんないよ。
It is? You can't know until you try.
僕はロボ1には多
I
少
have to know a
詳しい
thing or two about Robo 1. That's right, Hidaka Kun entered Robo 1 solo when he was in junior high and made it to 3rd place. This is exactly what I was trying to convince him to join the club. How could I forget something so important?
これこそ運命的ってやつね。
This must be destiny. I can feel my blood pumping as I accidentally voice my thoughts. I pay little attention to Dr. Kun's cold gaze.
日高くん、今こそ
Dr. Kun, the
君
time
の
has
経
come for
験
you
を
to
ロ
use
ボ
that
部のため
experience of
に
yours
生
for
か
the
した
sake
時
of
だ
the
よ。
Robotics Club. The moment I finish speaking, Dr. Kun shifts his gaze in another direction. Follows eyes and land at the glass showcase for all the trophies and awards that the various clubs have won. Among them is a group photo of the Robotics Research Association back when they won Robo 1 9 years ago.
瀬宮先輩は
Do you have any experience building hobby robots, Senemiya Senpai?
ないよ。
Nope.
でもほら、それよりずっと
But I do
いいロ
have
ボを作った
experience
経験
building
があ
much
るわけだ
bigger
し。
robots. Well, to be precise, I haven't actually finished anything. You know how it is.
そんなので優勝するつもりなん
And
で
you
すね。
think that's good enough to win the championship?
あまりロボ1を舐めない方がいいです。
I recommend not underestimating Robo 1. His words bite. It almost feels like he stuck a needle in my heart. It's a sharp, prickly sort of pain. I'm so shocked by his aggressive words, I can't say a word.
他の出場者たちはそれこそ
The other
半年
entrants
前か
would
ら
start
入
their
念に準備
preparations
して
nearly
ベスト
half
の
a
機
year
会で参
ago.
加してくるん
They'll
で
be
す。
bringing their best machines.
そこへ先
There's
輩
no
みたいな
chance that a
参入
third-rate
賞
amateur
準備
like
も
you
なしにいき
entering
な
out
り
of
出て
nowhere with zero
勝てるわけが
preparation could ever win.
ナンセンスです。
That's nonsense. I meant to put my emotions back in order, then take a deep breath.
そういう君は
So what? Are you entering the tournament then?
いいえ、
No.
一度出たきりだよ
You haven't competed since that one time, right? When
それは先輩には
it
関
has
係ない
nothing
で
to
しょ。
do with you. It spits out his response and abruptly tries to leave. Like heck, I'm gonna let someone younger than me talk smack and just leave. How frustrating. If I could just get one decent comeback in, so the words just fly out of my
言
mouth.
っとくけど
For the record, miracles aren't things you wait for, they're things you make happen yourself. I had my anger behind a calm expression, wiggling my finger in the air like a
ロ
pendulum.
ボットアニメでもよくある
And
で
see
しょ
that sort of thing all the time in mecha anime, right? Like Gunvirl, for example.
ガンバレルはお子様向けでした
It's
か
because Gunvirl is for
ら。
kids.
おかげで僕は
It
見
nearly
てて
bored
萎え
me
ま
to
した。
sleep when I watched it. Aren't you a kid?
ストーリーが安っぽかったんで、第一
The
シ
story
ー
is
ズンを切り
incredibly
ましたよ
cheesy, so I dropped it after season 1. Oh my god, this guy is kind of insufferable.
おっと
Whoa, hold
お
on.
やおや今のは聞き捨てなり
I
ません
can't let that one slide. My heart's ablaze now. I'm pretty sure there are little flames burning in my eyes now.
ロボットアニメは
Mecha anime
夢
is
と
all
希望
about
とロマン
dreams,
があっ
hope,
て
and
こそでしょ
romantic ideals. Okay, so maybe that one anime with that person isn't really about that stuff, but that's an exception. In fact, that person is the only exception.
そんな考え方だから世界的
That
ロボ
line
ッ
of
トブー
thinking
ム
exactly why, despite the robot boom, Japanese mecha anime is still treated like children's fodder.
もっと高尚で哲学的なプロット
We need mecha anime with more refined and philosophical plots, more realism with a militaristic feel. Why?
そんなの求めてないもん
I don't want any of that. Mecha anime is supposed to get kids excited and fired up.
幼稚です。
Oh, how childish.
議論するに値しません。
Not even worth debating.
君の言うリア
The
ル
real
ロボッ
robot
ト
stories you talk
人
about
が
have
どんどん
people
死んで
dying
って
left
悲
and
しくな
right.
るじゃん。
It's depressing.
リアルロボット系
Real robots?
なんです
What's that supposed to mean?
スーパーロボットとリアルロボッ
No,
ト
like how we have super robots and real
そもそも
robots?
スーパーとリアルの
Tell me your
定義
definitions of super
そんなも
and
の
real
があれ
then,
ばです
if you have any. I've never really given it much thought. It's more like a kind of feeling you get.
リアルにありそう
I
な
guess real robots are the ones that seem like they could actually exist.
じゃあ僕
I'll
は
be
帰り
taking
ま
my
すんで
leave. I know I've said this
何度も
many
言います
times,
が、
but could you
もう話しか
refrain
け
from
てこないで
speaking
く
to
れ
me
ますか
ever again?
ロボ部と関わり合いに
I
な
want
る
nothing
ご
to
めん
do
で
with
すから
the robotics club.
あちょっと
Hey, wait. I hurriedly try to stop Hidaka-kun, but if I do, this will just drag out our conversation. And the reality is that when it comes to this subject, we're on two completely different wavelengths. With that in mind, I resist the urge to chase after him. But once my flame is lit, it doesn't go out so easily.
坊やだから
Because he was a spoiled brat, I finally managed to shout out from the depths of my soul, which of course results in all the students nearby having a good laugh at me as they head home. Back in the club room, I started to take the Tanagashima machine 3 apart, but since my energy has been totally sapped, I can't focus in the slightest.
ランク上がらないな
I haven't ranked up in a while. I can't help but whine a little as I cast my gaze at the kill ballad leaderboards. On weekends I get to play KB without anyone interrupting me. I've gone many a weekend without eating or sleeping. In fact, the weekends are when I focus on increasing my win rate against the top players, which is the quickest way to rank up. That said, I'm still in 5th place. In the end, it doesn't matter how many times I defeat low-ranked players, I gotta be the top ones to move up. But so far, I haven't been able to get matched with any of them.
逃げてるんじゃないよ
Stop running away, damn it.
5の
You're in the top 5, so act like it. I can play to nobody in particular as we get ready to start another match. Kaito, come on out. I need you to deliver something to the Senomiyas. I hear Mom, Fumiko, H42 call me from the kitchen. Mama and I are usually the only ones home. Dad pilots the only flight connecting the Kagoshima airport to the Tanagashima airport, so he's away half the week. That's why he's not here today. You want me to run an errand for you, Mom? She just loves robbing me of my precious me time. And you want me to go out in the pouring rain, too? Slide my room door open, stick my head out, and yell back towards the kitchen. June 15th.
俺に頼み事があるな
If you
ら
want me to run errands, beat me in Kill Ballad. Enough yapping and just go. I'm right in the middle of something. That's what she wants me delivered. He leaves. She wants me to go share them with the Senomiya family since she got a bunch from her relatives. This whole thing's this dumb errand that I've already lost at least 3 matches worth of fighting time. Fortunately, Akio's house is right next to mine. Although, because of the farmland between our homes, I had to walk about 45 minutes to get there. Front yard, I see that Akio's room on the 2nd floor is lit up.
どうもカイトです
Hello, it's Kaito. I just let the unlocked door open and casually stroll in. Akio's mother, Auntie Tamaki, comes out to greet me. She seems quite pleased with the tea leaves I hand her. Her thumping noise is coming from the 2nd floor. What in the world's Akio doing? Might as well see what's up.
おっすー。
What's up? I witnessed Akio's head stuck in the closet with her butt facing me.
はい来たの？
Kai, is that you? Oh my god, that is a lot of mecha. Wow.
何してんの？
Where are you up to? Without answering, Akio pulls out a cardboard box from the closet.
種子島新さんのマニュアルを
I'm
ね
looking for Tanegashima Machine 3's manual.
見つかんなくて
I can't find it. Oh, did Michi steal it?
っていうか
But
ノック
anyway,
しろって言ってるでし
how
ょ
many times do I need to tell
うちの
you
被
to
害者
knock?
とかだったらどうする気？
What if I was changing? You know how I said... Did I say this earlier? I forgot, but it was in the episode 1 stream. I said something about thinking Michi is like a committee of 300 plant. That's why he was the first president of the Robotics Club, and then he proceeded to stay as an advisor later on. And it's possible that he, you know, he has a vetted interest in monitoring the activities of the Robotics Club, of Misani's creation. And this kind of... The fact that the manual goes missing, and he says, oh, maybe it's in your house, and it's not in their house, it doesn't seem like. Maybe he stole it. Because I'm assuming Misani made that. So, I don't know. It also doesn't help that there's a tower. That kind of seems like an echelon tower.
それよりさ。
More
雨あ
importantly,
る？
got any candy?
うん
Sigh in one ear and out the other. Akio gets up and picks up a pack of space candy sitting on the floor.
はい1個だけね
Yeah, I got one.
サンキュー。後で返すよ。
Knew you had some, I'll pay you back later. Do you say thank you in English? I've never returned the favor. This guy seems like a bad friend. This exchange is some kind of ritual. It's kind of like a ritual between the two of us. I came to her room to get a piece of space candy from her. Heck, I'm probably the only one on this island who actually likes this stuff. People don't seem too big on the flavor. Even Akio thinks they're gross and won't touch them. The only reason why there are packs of space candy in her room in the first place is so she can give them to me. I can't even remember when this little ritual of ours started. As long as there's stock in here, I'll always be welcome to barge in this teenage girl's domain whenever I want. Or at least, that's how I happen to interpret it. Akio complains, but she never chases me out. Hence why I can drop in like this as if it were my own room. I unwrap the candy and toss it into my mouth. The fresh mint flavor spreads through and stimulates my nostrils. How can people not like this stuff? I swear, they just haven't actually tried it. It's basically one of the 7 wonders of the island. Was it invented on this island? You know, every time I come here, I always think about how extremely ungirly your room is. It's got pink over here, I guess. Pink carpet. Like his walls are covered in old mecha anime posters, and her shelves lined with now unavailable robot figures. Now unavailable? Jesus. Probably worth a lot. The geotags in this room are configured so that they don't display, but they did, you'd run a mecha anime info. Why would you want geotags in your fucking house? Anyone who didn't know Akio would assume this room belonged to a dude.
いつも答えてるけど
How many times do I have to tell you? This stuff gives me love, courage, hope, and justice. I'm keeping it all as is.
あ、そう。
Alright. Well, I guess Akio can do whatever she wants with her own room. Sit down backwards on a chair and lay my chest on the backrest.
で、
So,
マニュアル探してる？
you're looking for a manual? Upon closer inspection, the box she's digging through contains small empty figurine boxes along with towels with robot illustrations on them.
今日の朝からずっとね。
Yep, since this morning, but I just can't find it.
アキちゃんの部屋をいくら探しても意味ないんじゃない
Isn't it kind of pointless to look in your room, Aki-chan? If it was here, wouldn't it be in Misune's room?
スイポ見なかったの？
You didn't see my tweet? Akio lowers her shoulders and drops down her bed.
午前中はずっとお姉ちゃんの部屋をひ
I
っかき
scoured
回して
through
た
Big
の。
Sis's room all morning. She didn't find a thing. Oh shoot. Oh fuck, I can pull this up for how long? Okay, this doesn't open anything, this doesn't open anything. Doesn't open anything. Let's take a look at this. Kumano Coast. Okay, so this is the entire area it's gonna show us. Let's see, let's spoil ourselves. On this little island, we have Magashima, Sumasaki, other places. Are there any places that have been referenced? Seikyo Dam. That's probably going to be important. Harbor. City Hall. Ferry Terminal. Gonna have to escape the island. Well, I guess you go from here to there, maybe. 76. Tanegashima Airport. So, somewhere in this area is where we are. Nakatani. Athletic Park, Town Office, E-Ray General Store, Chuo Tanegashima High is where we are. Old Tanegashima. Okay, this is new, this is old. This is the one we used. Robot Clinic? Oh wow, she lives far from school, kind of. Maybe? I don't know how big this island is. I thought it was like kilometers long. Hamada Beach, Tanegashima Space Center, Osaki, like Osaka. Minamitani, Lonso, that's the store we're at. Office, Kaito, Akiho. What's this? Okay, can't. Interesting. Iruo. Scroll. Select geotag, Z or C. QE, zoom, enter. Oh shit. Hold up. I should have been looking at this stuff. Listen, man. Fran Bear? Like Fred Bear? I don't know. Super smelly, biscuit Fran, super XL size product. Space candy. Oh, I'm getting tips from this. Delivering you in the freshness of space, sold by Space Candy Company Limited. Or, oh my god, it tells you their birthday and blood type? Why is this something you can just look at? This should be like between you and a doctor only. Born 4/13/2001, age 18. Blood type A. Lives in Nakaminatani, Kamaya District, Chuotana, Year 3, Club 2, Ross Research Club person. Wait, it says 1. This is Geotech 1. 17. Ooh, I don't know how much I missed. Twippo. Oh shit, how much of... How often do I have to check this? It's not really an indication that I got something, is there? Unlike the phone in Steins Gate. Searching through Big Sis's room today. This is all today. Staying up late again, bad at Umi Show. Sorry. Staying up late again, bad. Good morning, Blast of Spirit, Senamiya. Sleep time. Lost several in a row due to bad matchup. Played about 10 hours, 1:08:7. Just notice that's bright outside. Received tea from my sister-in-law in Shizuoka. There's a lot, so I'm going to share with my neighbors. I see. I just thought it was filmed. It was a filming of a TV show. Lol. Fuck Frokujiro. On the streets of Ikebukuro, I saw a girl cosplayer dressed up as a butler with thick-soled shoes fall over. Then a kid with long black hair ran to the cosplayer and said, "Hurry and get up." They replied, "Yes, master," and stuff. Couldn't help but scream, J. Like, good job. Tanagashima 3? Huh, so nostalgic. I remember how long that was ago. Oh my god, there's so much. This is all today, actually. So much. I think it was just because it was cheap. It worked well with the Pokecom. The smartphones didn't die and the Pokemon didn't get popular. I don't think KB would have sold over 500,000. I'd buy it at double price. I mean, it would only be 230 yen. KB was a huge hit. Because it was cheap like Dojins, but the quality of the game was better than a full price game too. It doesn't seem like people at Frofac care about free money. I think it'd break even at that price point. When I asked Magayan, they answered me politely. They're very nice. Hondro Hattori is on Twitter. Won't respond even though I talk to them. I heard there are a total of 5 members, including Frau Kajiro. Frau Kajiro is the only one who gets attention in Frokujiro Factory, but I wonder who the other members are. It's some Dojin group, right? They made a high-quality game by themselves. Of course they're a winner. Hope they'll let me join Frofac. They're still rich, with Kill Ballad having over 20 million downloads. You know, they're kind of an idiot. That's the definition of winner. We gotta fully envy it. Seems like it's the old flow from @channel. Oh, @channel. What's up with how Frokujiro talks? It kind of pisses me off. Tagurin must be taunting people. I'll never talk to them. It feels like they're looking down on me in a match. They're looking. Umisho is most human, so I think better of him. Do you notice that sometimes Tagurin just stands there and has no guard up? I'd go into pressure him but get countered, lol. Can't get Tagurin to crack. What am I supposed to do? They fight in a very unique way. High rankers are all just neats. I only play games. Mishu doesn't play at night. Doesn't match my active time at all. This is from Aika Karo. Sun below. On the rankings, Misha hovers rank 5 to 10. He's the one to go for. Misha has his ups and downs. There are times when he makes mistakes. I got a game off him once, but lost 3 times for it. Calling world rank number 1 to 5 idiots, lol. Takano I and Amisho are the same type idiots with good reactions. It scares me how few mistakes the top 3 make. I guess it just means you can't be on top unless you learn a lot. I'm just a 4-digit ranker. Where the hell does Hanasono live? The internet we have in 2019, there shouldn't be that much lag. I never get that much playing against someone from overseas. The top 3 are on such a different level, it demotivates me. Update this week, Kill Bad leaderboards. Nothing on... Can't pull up Kill Ballad. I've not been checking that, I shouldn't find a thing. Akio lowers her shoulders, drops down to her bed, as Scarred thinks this is room all morning. I shouldn't find a thing. Where else could it be? In the shed? Or Dad's study, maybe? Either way, it sounds like a lot of work. But I could totally see it being in her old man's study. Heck, it was basically her dad that made Akiho into the mecha anime fangirl she is today. Study is filled with mecha animes, DVDs, Blu-rays, and even antiques like LDs. LD, short for laser disc. Oh, an optical disc, typically around 30 centimeters in diameter, that was popular in Japan during the 1990s, mainly used for visual media, but its usage declined rapidly with spread DVDs. Space candy. Fictional. A mint-flavored candy that's sold at JAXA facilities and events, as well as in the Kyushu region's catchphrase is delivering you the freshness of space. Since space is very old, sold by Space Candy Company Limited, whose headquarters are located in Nishinomote. Akio lies down in the bed face up. Then from that position, she stretches out her arms and legs. Ooh,
もうすでにヘトヘトだ
I'm
よ
already beat. I really wish she wouldn't push herself like this. It makes me worry.
っていうかさ、そこまで無理して
I mean, you don't have to
出なく
compete
て
in
もいいんじゃ
Robo
ない
1, do you? Huh?
どうせ出たって勝てないのは
Winning
確
is
定してるし
impossible.
廃部に
And
な
the
るの
club
は
is
なるで
disbanded.
これもいいかもしれ
Maybe
ない
it's for the
と思うわ
best.
け。必死にあ
Better
がく
than
より
struggling for no reason. Akio sits up abruptly and shakes her head in a manner that seems almost lonely.
ダメだよ廃部になったら終わりなんだよ
No way, if the club gets disbanded, it's all over.
カイはロボ部に思い入れがないか
Might
もし
not
れ
be
ないけ
so
ど
invested in the Robotics Club, Kai, but for me, it's irreplaceable.
でもさ、あの巨大ロボ個人
Can you
で
just
作り
keep
続け
building
る
your
ことがで
giant
きるわけ
robot
でしょ
privately?
ムカつく教頭とのしがらみとか関係なく、むしろ
You'd
伸び
finally
伸
be
び
able to
やれる
liberate yourself from that annoying VP of ours and work on it however you like.
そもそも、アキちゃんが高校
Besides, it's
生
not
の
like this
間に何
has
と
to
かし
get
なきゃ
done
なら
while
ない
you're
わけで
still
もな
a
いと思う。
student, Aki-chan.
万博に出られるならそれは万々歳だけど、
If you can get in the expo, great, but if not, it's not like you're gonna die.
焦って強引に完成させるより、いいものをちゃんと
Instead of
作
rushing
り
to
上げるっ
finish
ていう
this,
方法論
why
も
don't you take
あ
your
る
time to
は
build
ずだ。
something good? If the club gets disbanded, Gun Build 1 will be scrapped.
それに従う必要は
There's
ない
no
し、
reason for you to play by the rules. I'm sure you can negotiate a better deal.
でもねカイ
Well, listen, Kai. Akio just barely smiles. Why would you smile now?
うちはロボ部の
As a
部員
member
と
of
し
the
て
robotics
学生
club
としてのルールの中
and
で
as a student,
何とかしたいって思うんだ
I want to work this out.
もちろん個人で
Obviously, if I kept working at it on my own, I
何
might
年
be able
か
to
かる
finish
かわからないけ
him
ど
one day.
完成はさ
I
せ
don't know
ら
how
れる
many
かも
years
しれ
it
な
would
い
take, but still,
それも夢の形としては
that's one way I could go about chasing my dream.
だけどうちは
But even
や
then,
っぱり
I really want to go to the expo as a member of the robotics club.
あと半年っていう期
I
間の
want to
中
accomplish that in
で
the
どれだけ
next
無茶
6
してでも
months,
何
no
とか
matter
し
what
た
I
い
have to do.
もちろん半年経っ
If
て
it
ダ
still
メだ
doesn't
った
work
ら
out
スパ
after
ッと
6
やめ
months,
ちゃう
it's
って
not
わ
like
け
I'm
じゃ
gonna
な
give
い
up
けど
right there and then, but
そんな線引きを自分の中で
this is the line I've drawn for myself. Akio's eyes shine with determination as she explains her motivations to me. I almost lose myself in those eyes.
ロボ部へ
It's all about the club, eh? Is this about wanting to take care of the dream you inherited from Misani
したいみたい
and
な
the rest, or some cheesy stuff like that? This intangible thing that's been passed down from Misani, Michi, and the other founding members. Is that what's motivating Akiho? Misani in particular probably had a huge effect on
姉
her.
ちゃんが作ったロボ部と
This is the Robotics Club and Gun Build 1 that big sis built. Akio really does love Misani. Is this what they call a sister complex, or maybe she still hasn't grown out of her dependence on her?
それにロボットアニメに
Plus,
必
mecha
要なも
anime
のは
needs to be filled with
夢と
dreams
ロ
and
マンなのだ
romantic ideals. Akio says that with a happy smile on her face. She poses dramatically. In just 6 months, we'll be graduating and leaving the island behind us. Most students from this island follow that path, whether to go to college or choose to look for a job instead. There are those like Michi and Mizuka-san who come back to the island, the rest who don't, like Misuni. Either way, once she leaves this island, Akio won't be able to just focus on building her robot.
アキちゃんさ、この前はロボのことしか考
You
え
said
て
the
ないっ
other
て
day
言
that
って
all
たけ
you've
ど、
got are robots on the mind, but you really think about the future, aren't? But you really are thinking about the future, huh?
そうかな将来
Am
の
I?
ことじゃな
Sort of
くて
feels like all I think about is the robotics club these days. Well, I guess I understand how Akiho feels. I'm not gonna be a jackass and keep pushing back on this.
そういうことなら頑張って
Well, in that case, good
とい
luck.
うわけでこれは
I'll be taking my... Before I can say leave, Akio grabs my wrist.
待った
Hold up. What?
アキちゃんまさか
Aki-chan, don't tell me. If you're stopping me here, that must mean...
カイもマニュアル探すの手伝って。
Help me find the manual, Kai.
うわやっぱり
I knew it.
ついでだからいいでしょ。
You're already
夜
here,
は
so you
う
might
ち
as
の家
well,
でご
right?
飯食べてってい
You
いか
can stay for
ら。
dinner too.
夜まで探
You
す
seriously intend on searching till nighttime? Fine, I guess I'll help. I think I'll end this episode off right there. We'll pick this up later today. Probably around 6, 7-ish. Maybe 8.